in a sun-drenched meadow, where wildflowers danced in the breeze, lived a rabbit named Ronu. Ronu was faster and more playful than any other creature. He could zip from one end of the meadow to the other in the blink of an eye. This incredible speed made him feel invincible. He believed his natural talent meant he never had to worry or plan for the future. While the other animals spent their days working, Ronu chose a life of leisure. He'd spend hours napping in the warm sun, chasing butterflies, and laughing at everyone else who was busy gathering food and reinforcing their homes. His next-door neighbor was a tortoise named Tico. Tico was the complete opposite of Ronu. He was slow, steady, and incredibly patient. Every single day, without fail, Tico would methodically collect berries, nuts, and seeds. He'd carefully store them in his cozy, well-built shelter, preparing for the harsh winter he knew was coming. The meadow was changing, the vibrant green slowly turning to gold and amber. But Ronu paid no mind. Tico would often see Ronu lazing about and offer some gentle advice. "Ronu," he'd say in his calm voice, "winter is on its way. It's wise to prepare now while the sun is still warm." But Ronu would just chuckle. "Oh, Tico, you worry too much. Why work when you can play? When winter comes, I'll just use my speed to find whatever I need. It'll be easy." He was so confident in his own abilities that he dismissed Tico as warnings without a second thought. He was convinced that when the time came, he could handle anything. He continued to play, to rest, and to mock the others. Feeling smug about his clever, work-free life, the days grew shorter, and a crisp chill started to fill the air. But Ronu's carefree attitude never wavered. Then, one morning, winter arrived. It didn't come gently. It crashed down upon the meadow with a sudden and fierce blizzard. A thick blanket of snow covered everything, burying the last of the berries and grasses. The once friendly meadow became a frightening, frozen landscape. Ronu woke up, shivering and hungry. He tried to use his famous speed to find food, but there was nothing to find. The world was white and empty. The cold wind cut through his fur, and his comfortable burrow felt drafty and unprotected. His life, once so easy and certain, was now filled with fear and hunger. Days turned into a week, and Ronu grew weaker and weaker. He was too cold to play and too hungry to even think about racing. Shame washed over him as he remembered Tico's kind words and his own arrogant replies. Finally, with his stomach aching and his spirit broken, he knew he had no other choice. Humble and desperate, he dragged himself through the deep snow to Tico's home. He knocked weakly on the door, expecting to be turned away, to be reminded of his foolishness. But that's not what happened. Tico opened the door and saw the shivering, miserable rabbit. Without a single word of blame, he welcomed Ronu inside. The warmth of Tico's shelter was immediate and comforting. He shared his stored food, nuts, seeds, and dried berries, and offered Ronu a warm place to rest. This simple act of generosity saved Ronu's life. Throughout the long, cold winter, Tico's kindness not only kept Ronu from starving, but also gave him time to reflect on his huge mistake. He finally understood that his talent, his speed, was useless without hard work and planning. When spring finally returned, melting the snow and bringing the meadow back to life, Ronu was a changed rabbit. He no longer spent his days just playing. He worked alongside Tico, learning how to gather food, how to build a proper shelter, and how to prepare for the future. He learned the value of steady effort and the importance of humility. Ronu's story teaches us a powerful lesson. Talent is a wonderful gift, but it isn't enough on its own. True success and security come from consistent work, wise preparation, and being humble enough to learn from others. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.